Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Hearts of Iron 4, where we are playing Man the Guns, and we are definitely manning many guns, or rather torpedoes, because we are playing as the Netherlands with their ridiculous submarine fleet. We've currently got 60 ships active, 60 submarines active, across the Atlantic, in the Caribbean, and now off the coast of Brazil / Africa. And we're doing quite a lot of damage. We have really brought Britain, I would say, kind of to their knees in terms of supply. They've got less than 100 convoys in action right now. And they've really got to be struggling in terms of material. At least I hope they are. Maybe not. They're still producing 550 steel. And not exporting very much. They're on limited exports, which should be hurting the rest of the Allies. And we're also doing a fair amount... Okay, we're doing a stupid amount of damage to the US. They have 11 convoys. The entirety of the United States of America... 11 convoys. That's kind of crazy. We, by comparison, have 132. The Germans have 839. The Japanese have well over 1,000. Italy has 243. 11. So yeah, I would say that my convoys killing submarines are doing a fairly good job. They do, however, still have about 240 ships. Britain has about the same. And we have got, of our surface fleet, as of right now, we have 7. So we do need to do quite a lot of building. We've got one old heavy cruiser, and then 6 very modern destroyers. We are building some more, obviously. And we've basically switched over our production from submarine production to fleet production, surface fleet production. We've got a couple of Posoniks, which are the battle cruisers, in production right now, and then also a couple more destroyers. And those destroyers are getting built pretty quickly. We are also slowly going to be switching our production towards aircraft. And actually, to that end, I do need to buy a little bit more aluminium. We could actually do with buying a little less. I'm going to get it from the French still, I think. A little bit less steel. Alright, let's get one more. That's better. Because we want to start bombing Britain. We have a very strong air force. We are fighting for the English Channel, for the Netherlands, and now for England. They've been forced to return the majority of their fighters to the British Isles, and that is a lot of fighters. So I think I might go and send some more of my own. Because we can very easily reach Britain, even with our regular fighters at this point. Like, we've really upgraded them really quite dramatically. Yeah, let's do that. Let's reassign you for air superiority over there. I want to keep a couple in the English Channel. We should still be able to continue fighting against them. I'm actually half tempted to send these guys up there and then have you in the English Channel. I think that's going to work better. This way we have 1,000 fighters. 1,000... Actually, these guys are newbies, but 500 really good fighters fighting over there. Excellent. How is the British AA situation? They have a fair number. Like, I don't want to risk losing too many fighters over Britain. Although, like I said, my fighters are good. We are in the process of upgrading them to the Panda F. No, sorry, the Fokker D-30s. That's strategic bombers. And we want to start getting some strategic bombers out, because we have basically finished the strategic bombing doctrine already. Like, we've done really well on that. We can still get a couple more. By a couple, I mean 2. Yeah, we definitely want to get some strategic bombing going. Okay, cool. So, we have decisions. No decisions I particularly want to take right now. I think we're going to continue trying to save up to about 100 in order to get the improved worker conditions just ticking over constantly so we can get that stability up. More stability means more political power, more dockyard and factory output, and also less consumer goods. being used, and we are using quite a few consumer goods at the moment, which does kind of suck. Construction 5, sweet. Because we are still trying to build a lot of things. In fact, we're down to just 5. Yeah, we're having to trade for an awful lot of material, especially aluminium, steel, and a bit of tungsten. Okay. Well, in that case, I would say let's continue beefing up our excavation techs. Turn England Dutch and then flood it. It's not actually a bad idea. Portugal never joined the war, did they? Okay. So I think that Italy has now basically won the war for Africa. So where are all of the armies? No, really, where are the armies? Why can't I see the armies? Can't see Germany's soldiers. Oh, there they are. Had to zoom right in. The numbers aren't working. The division templates, these things. I can see the naval power, but not their armies. Is that just because I don't have men over there? That seems unlikely. Don't know. Oh, we've got another ace pilot. Excellent. What are our ace pilots doing right now, actually? That's a good question. So the two 500s have got one activated. You've got a level 5, you've got a level 5. You've got a level... Oh no, he's dead. And ace pilots do the best in smaller fleets. What are the ships? Right, how are we doing over in the Caribbean for ship repairs? Like, Curacao is actually a fairly large naval yard, so they should be okay. Apparently we have every single ship that we own currently active in the Caribbean, rather than preventing access through here. Not sure how I feel about that one. Oh no, they are splitting up again. They just seem to move pretty quickly between these positions. Not entirely sure how that's calculated, because this is definitely more than 60 ships. 48, 48, 48, 48, 48. I guess the task forces are just split up without actually being part of their task force because they're commerce raiding? Not sure. We still have 6 submarines which are reserves. Let me have you guys. Cool. In fact, these 3 ships are ready to join. You here. You two. I haven't yet found an easy way to merge selected units into another fleet. I'm sure it exists, but I don't know. Oh dear, I went from 1936 yesterday to 1944 today. Hey, Bussy. You did, but you're finally getting to see the Dutch Navy having some real success. So, you know, it's a good time to rejoin. Because, as I just pointed out, we've really got the USA on their knees. They've got 18 convoys left. 18! Britain's got less than 100. Germany's got 800. Italy's got 200. And Japan's got over 1,000. Just for comparison. 18. And we keep sinking more. The Dutch doing something in Hoi 4 is something new to me. Well, our submarine admiral is as good as Karl Dönitz, the German famous submarine admiral. Actually, this is something you know. Did Dutch submarines do much during World War II? Because judging by their submarine admiral, they should have. Because he is obscenely good. Like, even at the start of the game, he's strong. He's got stronger because of experience. But he's really, really good. Konrad Helfrich. He's someone I hadn't heard of before. How many convoys do I have? I have 115. Spare. Mass destruction is done. Alright, so let's get the last technology, which is going to be ground support. We will spend the 100 air power on that, because I'm pretty sure that we can replenish that pretty darned quickly. Another convoy. Unfortunately, we're not finding more battleships in the Caribbean. That was a good time. Yes, they did, mainly in the Pacific. Dutch subs, yes. Lots of fighting the Japanese in the Pacific. Don't know for sure, but I think they were good, but there were a few of them. Yeah, that makes sense. They were a pain in the butt to the Japanese as they were the only ones that really worked. Like special forces nowadays, not many, but just specialised. Makes sense. I mean, our submarines are kind of ridiculous anyway, because I've got very good submarine technology. And I've only been building the best subs. And all of my old subs kind of, sort of died. Maybe. Yeah, we've got 3 of them left. All the others are tier 3s. And we're actually on the verge of getting tier 4s. We can get some more stuff over here. Basically, we can turn 100 political power into a factory in Curacao. I think I'm going to hold off on that for the moment, because we're going to want to spend this 100 political power on improved working conditions when that comes around again. We're actually losing a lot of war support because the convoy is being sunk. I didn't think I had very many being sunk anymore. And also my fuel supplies are now recovering. Now that I finally understand how on earth fuel in this game works. That took way too long. So for those of you just joining us, when I was producing fuel, you can see here from the 46 oil, 3.9 thousand. I thought that was oil being used by my refineries. So it says from refineries 1.1 thousand. I thought that was just like a baseline for the refineries. Then every refinery can convert like maybe 5 oil into fuel as well. No, completely irrelevant. That's entirely based on how much surplus oil you have. So I was sitting here going, I've got like 26 surplus oil. Why can't I use that to produce more fuel? I know, let's build more refineries. No effect. And then I noticed that 46 is the same number as that 46. So the amount of fuel you get is entirely based on how much surplus oil you actually have. Oh man, that took me like 9 years. No, less than that. 8 years of game time to work that one out. It was kind of crazy, and there goes the Soviet Union. Huzzah! Cold Rage! Thank you very much for the subscription. 13 months now. Blimey, thank you so much. Appreciate that. The Dutch sank more ships than the US and the British combined. What, really? Conrad, the nickname for Ship of the Day Admiral. It's just you don't hear much about them because the Americans did a lot of overall in the Pacific, but before the Americans it was the Dutch. Yeah, I knew that the Dutch did a lot in Indonesia, which is why I kind of wanted to play the Dutch in Exile in Indonesia game, and I'm still really tempted to do just that after this. I basically use the same settings, because I think that would be a lot of fun going toe-to-toe with the Japanese, especially because you're not going to have a huge amount of support from the British. I mean, there was some support, not a lot. Okay, so now that we've taken the USSR out, it's basically just Britain, Mexico, Canada and the US. And Mongolia. Okay. We've actually lost more than... Oh no, we haven't. Wait, how's that happened? Why is that number higher than that one? Or is this only including people that are actually still in the war? It's not including the Comintern, that's why. Yeah, the Soviets did lose 13 million people in that war, while the Germans lost 3.5. And I'm pretty sure that the majority of this was killed by the Germans. Yeah, 9.5 million. Actually, Spain got a 1 million, as did Romania, as did Italy. I didn't kill a single Soviet. Oh, other. I'm probably amongst the 64,000 others. I didn't really do a lot against the Soviets except sink a couple of their convoys. What I did do is starve them of resources, because usually the UK and the USA send a lot of supplies to the Soviets. They weren't able to do that. Reichskommissariat Ostland. Okay, peace deal. I can apparently take stuff. I don't think there's very much left. Seeing as you did all of this. Wow. Oh, no, they took a little bit. Yeah, I don't want anything from the Soviets anyway. I'm just going to press done. The German Reich took 146 days, Romania took 3. 77,000 equipment was plundered. And now the Germans can focus entirely on Operation Sea Lion. Which is what I have been building up for, because I need to secure the coastline, basically. Alright, so we have a couple more destroyers. Split off into reserve, get reserve, move up here, select you, group. When do I get my battleships? 6th of September. It is actually getting slightly quicker and quicker and quicker. We're still not losing any submarines. Pretty nice. So we're going to have a very good destroyer screen. Convoy, another American convoy. I'm actually half tempted to send my fleet over to the Caribbean. No, I really definitely shouldn't do that. They have 150 ships present there. Actually, Western approaches as 200. Maybe I should go and send them to the Caribbean to cut their teeth. Well, either way, we're going to have to find a way of getting there. Rickard, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Oh, and earlier, half an hour ago, KZ Eternal, also thank you very much for the subscription. Speaking of subscriptions, we hit 100 subs at some point. I think it was today, maybe yesterday. Which is a really, really big number. So thank you everyone for your support. It really is appreciated and lets me do this playing games for a living. Why not take Brazil with my 19 divisions who are battle ready? Josh, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. See if the Germans are in the mood to give me Luxembourg. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not. They won't, because at least one of the targeted states is a core. How do you know what my targeted states are? Do you have a core in Luxembourg? You have a claim on Luxembourg. No, Luxembourg is a core state, that's why. So they're not going to let me form Greater Netherlands. I don't want to take the Philippines. Part of the reason I wanted to give Indonesia to the Japanese, which we did do, is it's their problem. I don't need to defend it. That's way too far away from my fleet and I don't want to split them up. Alright, so we just got tier 4 battleships, so we can now convert our current construction to tier 4. Well, we can't convert them, but the next group of ships can be tier 4s. I think I also want to start researching tier 4 destroyers, so we can switch to those as soon as possible. And we can also modify our ship designer. Heavy fighter reliability, tactical bomber reliability, air research speed. I mean, we're still doing a fair amount of research, so we could grab this. No, we're going to continue with the... Where is it? Oh. We can't do any more worker stuff, apparently. Can only do it once. So how am I going to get my support even higher? Sorry, stability. Stability is the one that I'm struggling to improve. Press censorship would let me do some. Although we are already 88%. Ruling party popularity, so that can basically go up to 15%. We're only going to get about 2% from this. That's not really a very good return on investment there. Women in the workplace would give us recruitable population 3%. Lose stability though. We need total mobilization. We need to have a hell of a lot more fascist war support. And then war bonds, same thing. Fascists can't really do it. And that one's actually super expensive for only 5% consumer goods. Not worth it. Apparently someone blew up Panama. Oops. See you, Bussy. Yeah, I don't think there are any of these that I want to do, so I really may as well spend this political power on the air power. Prince of Terror would be the only other option, but I don't think that's really worth it either. And none of those guys really stick out because we're not doing any of that stuff. Night operation penalty going down could be good. Oh, it's Petrus Wilhelmus. He's one of my generals. Why is a general an Air Force commander? Shouldn't he be an air wing commander? I guess there are no air wing commanders, really. Like, Winkleman at least is army. And Rangers is the one that we got rid of. Oh yeah, the other one we could do is this one. Research speed. No, I think we're going to go for the Koolhoven. Heavy fighter, tactical bomber, air research. We might get heavy fighters at some point because we're going to need them to match up with the strategic bombers. We could also recruit quite a few more troops. Mexicans, UK, another convoy. Another convoy. So yeah, the tier 2 to tier 3 jump in submarines I think is really, really substantial. Because they've just not been able to catch us since we did it. Naval invasion. Again. They are attacking with 3 Indian divisions. How have you still got Indian divisions? India's surrendered. Right, another excavation? Yeah, I think so. And there's the 1944 Fokker research. Okay, good. What's going to be next? Heavy fighter research, perhaps? Air doctrines, all done. Could get better radar. Let's get better radar. And we will also need to upgrade our Fokkers to tier 3s, full on engine, and range and reliability in smaller steps. Like that. And because we're dispersed industry, it's actually going to be surprisingly quick to switch over to that. Unfortunately, that does mean that we need to get some more aluminium. I am really in danger of running out of civilian factories. I have 6. I think we need more. So once the radar are done, naval battles. Are these just submarines? Yeah. Though there are a couple of German light cruisers somehow getting stuck into the mix, although I think Germany just lost their surface fleet here. I have to say, the British don't have a lot. these two. It's true. How's our fleet looking? Because we probably have some more ships that we could be adding. One. Panda F. So let's get the Panda M. We could start building Panda Fs. That way we can at least get some skill going. So let's change you into Panda F. Let's increase your priority. Do something like that. You guys I want to have just build the one. Okay, and now we need a load more rubber, although we are using less aluminium. So let's reduce that. And buy in some more rubber. Now this is where the problem starts. And one of the reasons I was producing a lot of refineries was so I could get more rubber just produced. I need to increase the harshness of my occupation. Make sure we get some more rubber in. Okay, that helped a bit. Gonna have to buy from Japan. I have to watch for the convoys getting sunk. Whoa, hold on. Why are you drilling here? Go over there, you idiots. I really hope that hasn't cost me some ships. Otherwise I'll be very annoyed. Germany wants to send 20 troops to help me out. I don't really need them. Basically that's Germany saying, hey, we have spare guys. Help. It does kind of look like Germany's just using their submarines in a very offensive move right now. British are losing ships pretty quickly. I think I'm going to begin offensive moves once my heavies are ready. So September. Alright, that is all of the Air Force stuff I can do. Doctrine's completely finished. Might actually begin rocketry. Get jets, because I know the Dutch do have good jets. And actually, speaking of jets, I haven't done any of the Air Force upgrades. In fact, I can't. Really? I am locked out of my entire airline because I don't have Java? Oh, because it adds air bases to Java. That's too bad. Oh, that's only for a year. That one's permanent. No, I think I am still pretty happy with the naval production bonus. We are actually short on fighters, really. Yeah, we are. Alright, well in that case, let's pull you guys back to the English Channel, just to let us rebuild our forces a little bit. And then we'll hit southern England again, especially because we're not actually bombing them or anything. We're just fighting over their territory, which is not a good idea. Because then if you lose planes, then we lose the experience. If they lose planes, they lose a lot less. Convoys. We're killing tiny numbers of ships. We're not really getting many, but that's probably because, yeah, the US just doesn't have many. Although they are rebuilding their convoys. I wonder if the US tried to ship their army to the UK in preparation for D-Day and got sunk on the way. I suspect that's what's happened. Get the claims. German AI will avoid taking places that you have a claim on in the peace deal. Oh, really? Then maybe I should do that. Although, maybe I should have done that once I'd built my battleships. There's always a risk that Germany will get a successful invasion off. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Would that show up as US losses? Yes, it would. 1.2 million Germans, Americans dead. Yep, D-Day was averted. It was sunk at sea. Who by? Germany and Japan. Vichy France. Oh no, I killed the 4th most Americans. I did more than Italy. Hooray! We're at 1% participation. I've still only lost 20,000 men in this entire conflict. Like, we have been super miserly about human life. See, we fight wars on an entirely humanitarian basis. All we care about is the business of war. And making buckets and buckets of cash. Well, speaking of buckets and buckets of cash, I could even do war bonds at this point. I didn't think I'd be able to. Oh no, our war support's gone up because I'm not losing trade convoys. Which means that Britain's war support must be really low right now. So half a year, 50... do it. Don't have a lot more I can spend it on. With the exception of region-wide industrial integration. It's expensive, but at this point it probably is worth it. Because I don't have a huge amount to spend political power on. Something tells me that of the 20,000 losses, most are Belgian. Except, of course, this game doesn't even have cash. Well, we can pretend to be rich. Is Russia defeated? Yeah, Russia's out. Try invading London. Royal Navy's still alive. That would be about as successful as D-Day was. I mean, this D-Day, not the historical D-Day. And for much the same reason. Oh boy! 3 heavy cruisers and 18 convoys were just sunk. I am enjoying sinking their capital ship as submarines, I must admit. Oh, this is just a couple of escorts. Both sides running away. Here comes their strike force. Which is very low on organisation. Interesting.